Τραγουδώντας μαθαίνουμε. Today we have a change in pace and a 2-for-1 song. So we are seeing kind of club music in Greece. And the first song is called Eνοικιάζεται. It is for rent. And the second one is called Περαστικά, which is a phrase literally meaning having passed, something that's in the past. But it's used when someone's sick or not feeling good or sad. It means feel better soon. Περαστικά, okay? So, ενοικιάζεται and περαστικά. Let's pull up the lyrics. Στους στίχους. The lyrics. Οι στίχοι. Okay, so the title here, ενοικιάζεται. Now, ενοικιάζεται comes from, in modern Greek, a verb that is usually written νοικιάζω. Νοικιάζω means I rent. I rent. Okay, like I rent you an apartment, I rent you my car. In the third person, νοικιάζει means he, she, or it rents, right? He rents me his house. Now, νοικιάζεται is also in the third person singular. It's also in the third person singular, except it is what is called the passive voice. So we go from saying the active it rents, νοικιάζει, to it is rented. It is rented. This is the passive voice, okay? Passive voice. The passive voice. νοικιάζεται. It is rented. Rented. So, this song is called It Is Rented. It is in Greek, but you know, this is also the word ενοικιάζεται that we see often on, like you would see on an apartment that was being rented. Νοικιάζεται means something like up for rent. For rent. Literally, it is rented, but something like colloquially, up for rent. Okay, so, ενοικιάζεται. For rent, να γράψεις. Here's the verb, you write. Να γράψεις. Na plus a verb sometimes can mean should. Να πας. Go. You should go. Να πεις. You should say it. Να το πεις. Okay? Ενοικιάζεται να γράψεις. For rent, you should write. Okay? You should write ενοικιάζεται. For rent, up for rent. Where should you write it? Στο μέρος. Σε in or on το μέρος. On the place or part. Μέρος, place or part. On the place της καρδιάς, of the heart. What's that mean? Okay, you should write for rent on your heart. You just write up here. On your shirt, instead of my name is, say for rent. Στο μέρος της καρδιάς. Και ότι είσαι, okay, something else you should write. Και να γράψεις and to write that ότι είσαι. You are anthropos, a person. Μονάχα means mono, it means only, of one night. Of one night. Genitive. You're a person of only one night. What's that mean? You're sort of a person that, a one-night stand, for lack of a better term. Είσαι άνθρωπος μονάχα μιας βραδιάς. You're for fun, right? You're not serious. Your heart is for rent. Αν δεν ξέρεις, if, then ξέρεις. If you don't know, there's the verb. If you don't know, να αγαπάς. If you don't know, να, how to love. If you don't know how to love. Αν δεν ξέρεις να αγαπάς. Now, how to love would be πώς να αγαπάς. They're just dropping the πώς, the how, and they're saying, if you don't know to love, meaning if you don't know πώς, how to love. Άστο. Άστο is a contraction of a contraction. What do I mean? This comes from the verb αφήνω, I leave. Αφήνω. If we wanted to make that an imperative, a command, and we're saying it just to one person, we would say άφησε. This would mean leave. I might say to you, άφησε το, leave it. Άφησε το κάτω, leave it down. Well, if I'm yelling that enough, what happens is the a and the se become ase. Ase, and the fi goes away. So ase means leave. Now this ase, because remember, working on this word asto. Ase, to, leave it. Well, to make things even faster, we drop then this epsilon, and we just get asto. Leave it, ya aftus, leave it for those, okay? If you don't know how to love, αν δεν ξέρεις να αγαπάς, άστο, αφήσετο, leave it, για αυτούς, for those who is often linking, who or which or that, for those who ξέρουν, love, who know. If you don't know to love, leave it, άστο, για αυτούς που ξέρουν, for those who know it. And for those who know what? For those who know to noima. Noima means the meaning of kardias, of a heart. So leave it for those who understand what it is, what an important thing a heart is. Που ξέρουν το νόημα, who understand the meaning, kardias, of a heart. Okay? Όταν με ρωτάς, όταν, when you ask, verb, you ask me. When you ask me, τι, what, έχω, what I have. When you ask me what I have, και, and, here's straight to the verb, and απαντώ, I answer σου, to you, τίποτα. And I tell you nothing. Τίποτα means nothing. Και τίποτα σου απαντώ, and I answer nothing. Or I don't answer you, but όταν με ρωτάς τι έχω, when you ask me what I have, και απαντάω, and I answer to you τίποτα, and I say to answer to you nothing. I don't have anything. Now, what's that mean? Έχεις κάτι? Όχι, δεν έχω κάτι. It can also mean not just do you have something. It can mean do you have a problem? Do you have a problem? We in Greek will say έχεις πρόβλημα. Do you have a problem? But we'll also say έχεις κάτι. Do you have something? And if you don't, you might say τίποτα. I don't have anything. No problem. Okay, so when you ask me what I have and I tell you I don't have anything, you don't have a problem. Να είσαι σίγουρος. Να, here, again, something like should. Να γράψεις. You should write. Okay, here you should be. Να είσαι σίγουρος. Oh, σε is είσαι. Okay, contraction happens there. You should be σίγουρος. You should be sure or certain. Πως, a linking word. That. Εννοώ, I mean, το αντίθετο. Το αντίθετο is the opposite. Okay, so if you ask if something's wrong and I say nothing, να είσαι σίγουρος, you should be sure that I mean the opposite. Πως εννοώ το αντίθετο, the opposite. Η καρδιά σου, the heart of you, your heart, here's the verb, απουσιάζει, is absent, is missing. Okay, your heart is missing. Το σώμα σου, your body, is κενό, your body is empty. Το σώμα σου, your body, είναι, is empty, κενό, is adjective. Your body's empty. Okay, so your heart's missing, your body's empty, right? It doesn't have a heart. Τι με ρωτάς? Τι means what do you ask me? Really, sometimes the T is part of yati. Why are you asking? That's what it means here. Τι με ρωτάς? Why are you asking? Why are you bothering to ask? Τι, here meaning what? What? Θες. Θες is the verb, one of the verbs. It's a contraction of the word θέλεις. Θέλεις. So there's a clever coffee shop in Thessaloniki called Thes. Well, I'll write it in English. Thes Cafe. You might see that and think that means, oh, Thessaloniki coffee. But no, it also means, to the Greek ear, do you want coffee? You want coffee. Thes cafe, okay? Thes meaning you want. Τι θες? What do you want? Να ακούσεις. to hear. The na dropped its alpha because there's an alpha that follows. What do you want to hear? To αυτονόητο. Αυτονόητο means something that is self-evident. Remember, this word noima means the meaning. Αυτό means something like self often. So something that the meaning is, it itself shows you the meaning. It is evident or obvious. So what do you want to hear? The obvious. Okay. So we can picture some heartless person, right, with their heart to rent, right? They don't really care. They ask you what's wrong as if they care. But why are you asking? Because do you want me to just tell you what should be obvious to you? Το αυτονόητο. That's ενοικιάζεται. All right, so that was the first part of this little mix. And this mix, at least in this video that I linked, is taking place in a club. There's the Greek word for club. Of course, sometimes they write it with Greek letters, but English is here just as it is in many, many countries. So, club, the club, ton eρωτευμένων. This is a possessive. The club of the eρωτευμένος. Erotas means love, romantic love. Someone who is eρωτευμένος is someone who has fallen in love. Okay, someone who's in love, maybe love struck. And okay, so this is, here's like the subtitle, the club of those who are in love. And perastika, I said earlier, means literally something that's past, but it means feel better, get better soon. Okay, so this song starts with her talking to the audience, and she says, Kalos όρισες, which means welcome. Welcome where? Sto, to the club of those in love. Okay? Simple enough. These are simple songs for a change. Okay. An, if, kitas. You look at me. If you look at me. An me kitas. Και, and then boris. You cannot. Boro means can. Then boris, you cannot. If you look at me and you cannot, συγκρατήσεις. Then boris, να συγκρατήσεις. You cannot. Συγκρατώ. It's related to the word κρατώ, κρατάω, which means I hold. Συν means together. Hold it together. Really meaning hold it in. And if you look at me, και δεν μπορείς να συγκρατήσεις, and you can't hold in what? Το χαμόγελο, the smile, σου, of you, your smile. If you look at me and you can't hold in your smile, well then, περαστικά, περαστικά, περαστικά. Say, get better, get well soon. Who should you say it to? Na pis. You should say, or rather, περαστικά, περαστικά, περαστικά. Get better soon, na pis. Here again, this na meaning you should say. You should say get better soon. Na pis περαστικά. You should say get better soon. Who? To whom? To whom? Σε, to, τον εαυτό σου. Ο εαυτός is the self. So, στον εαυτό σου, σε αυτός, to the self of you, to yourself. Okay, so wish yourself to get better. If you look at me and you can't hold in your smile, you should wish to yourself that you get better. Okay, τα μάτια σου, the eyes of you, your eyes, πολλές φορές, φορές means times, πολλές many times, πρόδωσαν, betrayed, past tense, you. Many times your eyes betrayed you, να ξέρεις. You should, here's again na plus a verb meaning should, you should know. You should know that, your eyes betrayed you. No matter what you were saying, your eyes betrayed you. Or actually, rather, no matter that you were smiling at me, I could tell you weren't really happy. Se πρόδωσαν, they betrayed you, your eyes. Να ξέρεις, you should know. Και η γλώσσα από το κορμί σου. Γλώσσα means tongue. Κορμί means body. Σου. So the tongue of your body your body language, we're talking here. Δείχνει, verb, shows, pos, linking word, shows that θέλεις, you want me, that you want me. Okay, and your body language shows you want me. Okay, so your eyes, they're not smiling with your mouth. And your body language shows you want me. Δείχνει πως με θέλεις. Ένα μου λες. So, less, you say to me, indirect object, you say to me. Ένα, one thing. Και εγώ, and I, almost meaning but or though. And I, though, και εγώ όμως, καταλαβαίνω. I understand 10. I understand 10 things, all right? So you say one thing to me by pretending to smile, but I look at you and I understand 2 things. Αν σε κοιτώ, if I look at you, όπως, as, και εσύ, as, in the same manner, και εσύ, that you look at me, εσύ means you, right? So if I look at you, like you look at me, και δεν μπορώ, and I can't, like you can't, όπως και εσύ, δεν μπορείς, να συγκρατήσω το χαμογελό μου, if I can't hold in my smile, περαστικά, get better soon, να πω, I should say, here's the verb I should say, να πω, και εγώ, I should say also, και, also, εγώ, okay, περαστικά, και εγώ, and I, να πω, should say, στον εαυτό μου, to myself, okay? So if you look at me and smile, and then if I do the same thing and look at you and smile, I should also say, get better soon. So all sorts of drama here in this club. I hope you learned something, and at least it's an energizing song, so maybe you watch this in the morning and you're awake now. Γεια σας παιδιά, τα λέμε.